Good morning, boys and girls. You joined me from the amazingly named town called Rapperswil, which is on Lake Zurich in Switzerland. And I just got here this morning, and getting here was a bit of a chore. A couple of weeks ago, I said to my wife, Kim, as long as I'm on a flight without a small child, I will never complain again, no matter how bad it is. And it only took a couple of weeks for that theory to be tested. I was in Bristol Airport yesterday, got there at 12 o'clock, due to board a plane at 2 to fly to Amsterdam, connection from Amsterdam to Zurich, and the flight was cancelled about 10 minutes before we were getting on. So I got pushed back to a 7 p.m. flight, which meant another few hours in the airport. Not so bad. Got given a voucher. Yay, only 13 quid, which in Bristol Airport buys you some oxygen and a small bag of Haribos. And the voucher can only be spent at one time in one go. So I had to find a meal that was going to be satiating enough for the entire evening. Anyway, eventually did get on the plane at 7 p.m. And just before we're about to back out of onto the runway, the plane shut down. Apparently some ground crew had unplugged something and the entire plane got powered down, which then took another 20 minutes, which then meant we missed our takeoff window, which then meant the flight was delayed. Ultimately speaking, I got into Zurich at 10:30. So that was too late for my check-in at Rapperswil, which is an hour away from the airport, so I booked into the Radisson at the airport. I walked to the Radisson, went to check in, no booking. There's two Radisson hotels at the airport. The other one is a 5-minute or 5-kilometre taxi ride or shuttle ride away. Shuttles have stopped running for the night, so I got a taxi, and this is Switzerland. So a 5-kilometre taxi was £30 or £25. Arrived at the hotel. By this point, it's now 1:45 midnight. Very tired, due to be working with a client all day today, and his card machine had broken. Eventually checked in. Made it here this morning, got a train first thing from Zurich to Rapperswil. Anyway, the point of the story is not to bemoan my travel woes. It is to highlight a lesson I've learned in recent years about how one reacts. Now, if this had happened to me a few years ago, I would have lost my shit. On every single step of the way, I would have taken my anger out on check-in people, airport people, baggage handlers, whatever, mistaking my anger for a sign of strength, for a sign of masculinity, or a sign of having exacting standards, which shows how important I am. But over the years, I realized that actually that arrogance or that anger, that frustration is actually a sign of weakness. It's a sign of massive insecurity on my part. And I believe, I was actually chatting to someone about this the other day, that the most powerful skill for anybody to master is the ability to manage one's own state. Staying calm in times of crisis, staying joyful in times of despair, seemingly or not. Because when you can manage your state, you can control your emotions, you can think positively, you're more creative, you're less likely to upset people, and when you upset people, you're less likely to be collaborative, and ultimately you're going to have a worse time, everyone around you is going to have a worse time, and you're going to achieve less, and you're going to be miserable. So I was very proud of myself yesterday. Throughout the whole thing, I remained fairly calm. There was a couple of moments when I felt this angry character coming onto stage, but I resisted him. I bought my bag of Haribos, which was 38 quid. And here I am, and I'm in Switzerland all week. I've got an amazing town to explore. I'm going to meet my clients in about 15 minutes, and he's an absolute legend. I can't wait. So hopefully there's a lesson in there for all of you about managing one's state and remaining positive and joyful in the times of strife. In whatever the way they look like for you. Anyway, I hope you're all delightful and have a fantastic day.